Okay, so for this video, I will be showing you how to compute for the total energy requirement, or how to distribute the total energy requirement into carbohydrate, protein, and fats using the non-protein calorie method, or the NPC method. So first, you will need to determine the protein calories according to the normal allowance in grams per kilogram body weight. So the reference values are as follows. So for infants, it's 1.5 gram per kilogram desirable body weight. For children, it's 2.0, and for this is for adults, 1.1. For adolescents, it's 1.2. Okay, so this is 1.2, and then for adults, this is 1.1. All right. So how do you get the protein calories? So for example, the computed desirable body weight of an adult is 56 kilograms. And then it says here on the table that the allowance for protein is 1.1 gram per kilogram desirable body weight. Then our formula for getting the protein requirement is the desirable body weight multiplied by the allowance for protein. So that's 56 kilograms desirable body weight multiplied by 1.1 gram divided by 1 kilogram. So the result would be 61.6 or 62 grams. Or if the desirable body weight is unknown, then you may base it from the PDRI table under the protein requirement for age group. So if you can remember, this is our, sorry, not that one. This is our PDRI table. So if you can remember, this is the recommended nutrient intake per macronutrients. Okay, right. So based on the table, for the males belonging in the age group 19 to 29, the protein requirement is 71 grams, and then for female belonging in the age group of 19 to 29, it's 62 grams. So if you don't know the desirable body weight, then you may use the following values. But if you know or are familiar, if you had computed, if you know the height of your patient, then you may go ahead and compute for the desirable body weight based on the height, following the different methods that you have used, that we have learned from the previous lessons. All right, so next, so now that we have computed for the protein requirement, then we can now divide the non-protein calories into carbohydrates and fat. So in this case, if you can remember, once again, the acceptable macronutrient distribution range, our carbohydrates may range from 55 to 80%, and then our fat may range from 20 to 45%. So on average, for carbohydrates, we may base it to 70%, and then for fat, it's on average would be 30%. So the 70-30 ratio would be our basis, standard basis for the computation of the non-protein calories. All right, so let's now divide the non-protein calories for carbohydrates and fat. Okay, but first, here's the procedure. Okay, so like for example, you have a total energy allowance or a total energy requirement, which is computed for 2,000 kilocalories. Your computed TEA or TER is 2,000 kilocalories, and then the computed protein requirement is 62 grams. Okay, now we can now compute for the protein calorie based on this protein requirement right here, which we have computed above. Okay, now so our protein requirement is 62 right here. Now we are going to multiply it by 4 kilocalories, because 1 gram of protein is equivalent to 4 kilocalories. So we are going to get the protein calorie. So that's why it has to be in kilocalories, right? So your protein requirement multiplied by the energy yield, okay, of protein per 1 gram. So that would give us 248 kilocalories. Now, the next step is to subtract the protein calorie from the TER, which is 2000 kilocalories, for us to get the remaining calorie to be distributed for the carbohydrate and fat. Remember that for the carbohydrate, we are going to assign 70% for the macronutrient distribution, and then for the fat, this would be 30%. Okay, so let's subtract first the protein calorie. The protein calorie is 248. So we subtract that from the TEA or the TER, which is 2000 kilocalorie. Okay, so that would give us 1752 calories. Okay, so this is the remaining calorie that we are going to distribute for our carbohydrates and fat. Okay, so using the remaining calorie, which is 1752, we are now going to multiply it by 70%. Okay, so let's move 2 decimal places to the left, so that would give us 0.07. So 0.7. Okay, so if we multiply that, so 1752 kilocalories multiplied by 0.70, that would give us 1226 kilocalories, and then we are going to divide that by 4. So we are going to divide that by 4. Remember that the energy yield for carbohydrates is 1 gram over 4 kilocalories. So we need to put that here. So we need to divide that by 4 because we need to cancel this off. Right, so that would give us the gram as a remaining unit of measurement. So if we divide 1226 by 4 kilocalories, then it would give us 307 grams for carbohydrates. Okay, so far we have computed for our protein. Now we already have our carbohydrates. Now let's compute for the fat. So using the remaining calorie again, so which is 1752, we are going to compute for the fat. So we multiply that by 30%. So 0.30. The fat calorie is 526.6. We are not going to round this off to the whole. We're not going to round this off to the nearest whole number. Not yet. We are going to round it off at the end. Okay, so again, same principle. 1 gram of fat gives about 9 kilocalories. So we need to cancel this off. So if we divide 526 by 0.6 by 9, then that would give us 131 grams. Okay, so in the end, your dietary prescription using the NPC method would be your TEA or TER is 2000 kilocalorie for energy, and then 307 for grams, 62 grams for protein, and then 131 grams for fat. So that's it.